Despicable Me 4 will feature the return of several classic characters from the franchise. But what about Dru and Doctor Nefário? Do they come back for this film? To start, the trailer showed Gru, Lucy, Margot, Edith, Agnes, Silas, and obviously the minions. And some new characters also appeared, such as the girl Poppy, Gru Jr., the evil granny, and the villainous couple, Valentina and Maxime. Honestly, this film is generating a lot of hype for me. I'm not sure if it has the strength to surpass the others, but since they haven't given away too many spoilers yet, I believe Illumination could surprise us a lot with this fourth film. In fact, Despicable Me 4 is already in theaters in July, and there will definitely be plenty of videos here on the Cine Lovers channel, your channel for cinema, movies, and animations. Now, Dr. Nefário is Gru's right-hand man in the first film, a brilliant scientist who is crazy about villainy and wanted to steal the moon with Gru. In the second film, he got stressed from spending so much time without committing villainy, so he switched sides, betraying Gru and working for El Macho, where they kidnapped the minions, using an invention that turned the minions purple and extremely angry. However, by the end of the film, he returned to work with Gru and even enjoyed Gru's wedding with Lucy. In Despicable Me 3, Nefário accidentally froze himself in carbonite, and that was it. It was a lame excuse to keep him out of the movie because they couldn't find a relevant role for him in the third film. But the minions were trying to get him out of there and save Nefário, and they succeeded. You know why? Because when Super Mario Bros. Premiered, Illumination made a special video to promote the film where several studio characters were watching Mario Brothers, and the film premiered well after Despicable Me 3. And guess who was sitting there? Dr. Nefário. With that, you can already understand that the minions managed to unfreeze Dr. Nefário, so he's free. And there's another detail. The only characters from Despicable Me who appear in that scene are the minions, Gru, Lucy, the girls, and Dr. Nefário. There was no Vector, no Silas, no Gru's mother, so Nefário is back in action. For me, after this, he has a great chance of appearing. Maybe he won't have an important role like he did in the first and second films because of several new characters coming in, but he's already unfrozen, so at least a special appearance could happen. In fact, in the second trailer, the Mega Minions appeared, who have superpowers. Just look at how they turned out. Who knows? Maybe it was Nefário himself who created this invention. Who do you prefer to appear, Dr. Nefário or Dru? Leave your vote in the comments. Before talking about Dru, there are some other details you need to know before watching Despicable Me 4. The girl Poppy appeared in the trailer invading the granny's house with Gru, the minions, and Gru Jr. And rumors are circulating on the internet that she might betray Gru and become a villain. If that happens, she could work for Maxime or she could be a solo career villain. I think there's a lot of possibility for her to be a villain and betray Gru because that would add another plot twist to the movie, certainly making the story more interesting, and her being a solo career villain could lead to some conflict with Gru and Maxime. Or Poppy could be a hero apprentice. She's doing an internship with Gru to become a hero, like Batman and Robin or Mr. Incredible and Syndrome, if the partnership were to work out. Vector. Everyone wanted him to come back, so Illumination released a short film where he's the protagonist, generating that hype and hope, but based on the end of the short film, I think he has few chances of being in the fourth movie. Illumination missed a chance to bring back the franchise's most beloved villain to this film. 14 years later, the movie's story would be much more impactful with Vector's return. If you agree, leave that top like on the video. Gru Jr. This one also nobody expected. We didn't imagine that Gru and Lucy's son would appear in the fourth film. He's going to be that character to sell a lot of toys, but he might have an important role in the story. You can already tell that one of Gru's goals in the film will be to gain the trust of his son, who couldn't care less about him. Alright, now we need to talk about Dru. He appeared in the third film and most of the audience really liked him. I personally love Dru and he added a lot to the story, not just of that film, but to the whole franchise. Now we know that Gru has a twin brother and even more family drama. drama. In Despicable Me 3, Dru shows that he's a villain, not a hero. So much so that when they go to steal the diamond from Balthazar Brat, Gru is doing it as an act of good, to get his and Lucy's jobs back, while Dru wants to steal it just because he wants to steal. And at the end of the film, Dru escapes with the minions to do some villainy, and then Gru and Lucy go after them. So Dru is somewhere solid in the franchise universe along with all those minions. But for Dru not to appear in Despicable Me 4, they'll need to come up with a good excuse, or not. They'll do the same thing DreamWorks did with the Furious 5 and Kung Fu Panda 4. They gave a lame and unnecessary excuse for why they weren't in the film. Dru needs to appear. The guy only showed up in one film and everyone loves him. Both Dr. Nefário and Dru are beloved characters and have everything to be in this fourth film. They could be a surprise in the film, like Illumination could keep the information that they'll be there until the movie's release, without putting them in the trailers, spots, those short scenes, or on posters. It would be incredible if that happened. But on the other hand, they could give a little excuse that there are already too many characters and there wouldn't be space to add the two of them. And it's worth mentioning that the Despicable Me franchise is the most profitable animation in history to date. The 3 films, plus the 2 Minion movies, add up to over $4.6 billion at the box office. And now with Despicable Me 4, it's only going to increase and keep the franchise on top. Now is the time for you to click on one of these videos and keep watching the videos here on the Cine Lovers channel, your channel. Thank you very much for getting this far. We'll see you in the next video.